Every industry has its rivalry. Coke versus Pepsi, Nike versus Adidas, and when it comes to pickup trucks, Ford versus Toyota. Two names that practically built their reputations on grit and steel. And now, Ford just unveiled the 2026 F-150, the truck that defines America with its every inch. On the other hand, the 2026 Toyota Tacoma is completely reborn for a new generation. It's the underdog that became an icon. But which one really earns the right to call itself king in 2026? Let's buckle up and find out. If there's any place where strength matters, it's in the world of trucks. You have to be and look strong. And Ford knows this probably better than anyone. That's why they went with straight business from the front. The all-new Ford F-150 sports a massive grille flanked by C-clamp LED headlights that could double as floodlights. The stance is wider, bolder, meaner. This truck is flexing its muscles before the engine even starts. Every inch of this truck screams capability. The lines are sharp, the metal feels alive, and man, those new 20-inch wheels just stomp as you drive by. But then you look over to the 2026 Tacoma and the tone shifts. Toyota gave it a total makeover with new bones and attitude. Riding on the same platform as the Land Cruiser and Tundra, this mid-size monster suddenly feels full-grown. The hexagonal grille, the T-shaped lights, the flared fenders, and everything else about the new Tacoma is ready for adventure. If the F-150 walks into the room like a rock-solid worker, the Tacoma enters like a special forces operator. Both command attention, but in their own ways. And that contrast is what makes this rivalry so amazing. Because it's not just about design, it's about what that design says about you. So what happens when you actually look beyond the surface and step inside? Ford knows how to balance power with comfort. Once you open the door of the F-150, you're greeted by something that feels familiar yet futuristic. The cabin is massive, airy, and practical. You've got space for your gear, your crew, and your ambition. The dashboard is all digital muscle, a 14.4-inch Sync 4A touchscreen running on Google built-in is the star of the show. It equips your dashboard with maps, music, and calls seamlessly. There's even a fold-flat work table for those who literally make deals on wheels. The materials have leveled up, too. The new F-150 has soft touch leather, metallic trims, and heated everything. It's not just a truck anymore, it's a mobile office with a pulse. Then there's the 2026 Tacoma, and this time, Toyota finally hit it. The new interior is cleaner, tighter, and 1,000 times more modern than before. You get a 14-inch touchscreen up front, paired with a 12.3-inch digital cluster. The knobs are chunky, the textures are rugged, and the layout screams purpose. It's the kind of cabin that feels just as right pulling into a trailhead as it does pulling up to work. Upper trims like the TRD Pro and Trail Hunter bring the vibe full circle with leather seats, red stitching, and even a detachable JBL speaker you can take to the campfire. It's clever, cool, and feels alive. But here's the thing. Both cabins tell different stories. The F-150 makes you feel like you own the road. The Tacoma makes you feel like you own the journey. And speaking of journeys, let's see how these two beasts perform when the wheels start turning. Now this is where the gloves come off. Under the hood of the F-150, variety is the name of the game. You've got everything from the efficient 2.7-liter EcoBoost V6 to the beastly 5-liter Coyote V8. But the real ace is the 3.5-liter PowerBoost hybrid. a mix of brute force and modern tech, pumping out a monstrous 430 horsepower and 570 pound-feet of torque. That's pulling a small house kind of power. And if that's not enough, the Raptor and Raptor R are on another planet. We're talking 700 horsepower, desert-jumping insanity, and an exhaust note that could wake the dead. But Toyota didn't come to 2026 to play defense. The new Tacoma ditches the old V6 for something smarter, a 2.4-liter turbocharged four-cylinder. And if that sounds modest, wait for the iForce Max Hybrid, 326 horsepower, 465 pound-feet of torque, and a punch that makes you forget it's just a mid-sized truck. Ford brought the muscle, Toyota brought the brains. One's a heavyweight champion, the other's a trained fighter who knows how to use every ounce of strength intentionally, like a grandmaster in chess. But how do they feel when you're actually behind the wheel? That's where things get even more interesting. The F-150 makes you feel unstoppable. With the F-150, you sit high and the world feels small. You feel unstoppable, and the truck does exactly what you tell it to, whether it's towing a trailer or eating up miles of highway. Ford's refined suspension and adaptive steering make it smoother than ever, gliding with quiet confidence even on the roughest of terrains. The Tacoma, though, is all about engagement. It's the kind of truck that makes you want to find excuses to take the long way home. With a new coil spring rear suspension and TRD-tuned FOX shocks, it feels planted yet playful. On dirt, it dances. On trails, it thrives. Drive them back to back, and you'll feel the personalities instantly. The F-150 commands, the Tacoma connects, and that difference is what defines how you'll use them. Because driving is about confidence as much as it is about power, which leads us to where brains meet brawn. It's 2026, and trucks are not just for lumberjacks and construction workers anymore. Both trucks are smarter than they look. The F-150 comes with Ford's BlueCruise 1.3. This provides true hands-free highway driving. The truck literally drives itself on over 150,000 miles of pre-mapped roads. And if you pair that with its 360-degree camera, trailer assist, and onboard generator, you've got a truck that's as intelligent as it is intimidating. Meanwhile, the Tacoma brings Toyota's latest Safety Sense 3.0 suite with adaptive cruise, lane tracing, and blind spot monitors to the party. But what makes it special is how those features adapt off-road. With crawl control and multi-terrain select, it's practically thinking for you when the path disappears. And honestly, that's what makes these trucks so fascinating. The F-150 wants to work for you. The Tacoma wants to play with you. If you're loving this showdown so far, smash that subscribe button and drop a comment below. Are you Team Ford or Team Toyota? Because this next part might just change your mind. The F-150 can handle up to 13,500 pounds of towing and over 2,200 pounds of payload. Boats, campers, equipment, it doesn't matter. This thing doesn't flinch. The Tacoma, though, isn't here to outlift anyone. It's built for the kind of people who tow adventure, not just trailers. It can handle around 6,500 pounds of towing and 1,700 pounds of payload. But with more agility, more terrain control, and more story. The F-150 owns the work week. The Tacoma owns the weekend. And sometimes, the choice you make between these trucks says everything about who you are. Now let's talk numbers. The 2026 Tacoma starts around $32,000, an incredible entry point for what you get. But when you climb up to the Trailhunter or TRD Pro hybrids, you're looking just above $52,000. Still a pretty good deal. The F-150 starts at $38,000 and can easily climb into six figures if you want every bell and whistle. But here's the thing. Ford isn't selling you a truck. They're selling you a legacy. They know you might just want all those bells and whistles after all. So really, it's simple. The Tacoma gives you freedom. The F-150 gives you power. Which one is your style? At the end of the day, the 2026 F-150 and Tacoma represent two sides of the same dream. Ford delivers legacy on wheels, built to command, built to last. The Tacoma is the one made for chasing horizons. It's lighter on its feet, or should I say wheels, and sharper in instinct. So maybe it's not about who wins, but more about what drives you. Every pun intended. Do you build empires, or do you blaze trails? Because strength isn't just torque and metal, it's purpose, and every road reveals yours. If you made it this far, drop your winner in the comments. Are you Team Ford Power or Toyota Spirit? Don't forget to like and subscribe for more.